As recruiters, we are often confident we get the best person for the job. The person with the best CV, the best skills profile, the right experience. We convince ourselves that we ask the right questions, weigh the evidence, and make a rational decision. However, the scientific research suggests that we add a much less objective set of information into the mix. For example, in 2010, researchers in Sheffield, England, sent out 3,000 CVs for real jobs across cities in the UK. They put a typical white name at the top of 1,000 of the CVs, an Asian name at the top of 1,000, and an African name at the top of 1,000. They were the same CVs, only the names varied, and then they waited to see who got invited for an interview. They found that if you had a white name, you typically waited 9 applications before you got an interview. If you had an Asian or African name, you waited 16 applications on the same CV. The scientific research suggests that this effect is more likely to be unintentional, driven by patterns wired into our unconscious brains and neural pathways rehearsed by our experience and upbringing, but also by the media we absorb. Similar research from Sweden suggests we are likely to sift out people who are overweight, a different ethnical group to us, or if they gained their qualifications in another country. We also seemed hardwired to prefer tall people, particularly tall men, as leaders. We unconsciously see more attractive people as more competent and socially confident, and see names which are familiar or easy to pronounce as more competent. We seem to prefer to be with people who are like us, that look like us, sound like us, share our social background, interests, or education. Brain scans show that we make these rapid, automatic, and unconscious judgments about people in less than 1/5 of a second, faster than our eyes can even process the person's face. By the time our thoughtful, objective brain kicks in after about 1/2 second, it is too late to stop these judgments affecting our people decisions. We then simply reshape the facts to justify what our unconscious has already decided. This does not just happen when sifting job applications. After all, we can rarely tell from a CV if someone is overweight. It happens in interviews, at assessment centres, and in the casual conversations we may have with candidates. But we convince ourselves the decision was based on the hard objective evidence. In one research study, where male and female names were put on the same CV, not only was the male CV rated as more competent, employable, and likely to respond well to training, but assessors offered a 15% higher starting salary based on the same CV. By letting these unconscious preferences for some types of people, usually people like us, affect our people decisions, we may let the real talent slip through our fingers by fishing from only part of the talent pool, and ignore people who are less like us, but who could bring real creativity, innovation, and customer perspective to the job. You can contact Dr. Pete by email, phone, and even by Twitter.